I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Donald Trump makes a lot of promises, but we can be sure of one thing. If he wins, he'll ignore all checks that rein in a president's power. It's all in Trump's Project 2025 agenda. What does that mean for you? Higher cost on groceries, cuts to Social Security and Medicare, more tax breaks for billionaires, and a national abortion ban putting women's health at risk. A second Trump term, more unhinged, unstable, and unchecked.
I wanted to start with that brand new ad from the VP Harris campaign because it shows the message that they are driving home in the final days of this campaign. And that's that Donald Trump is more unhinged, unstable, and dangerous than ever. But it's not just Democrats who are making this clear. Republicans, both in public but also in private, are admitting the truth about Donald Trump, that he's out of his mind, with one top Republican saying in a new leaked report that absolutely stabs Donald Trump in the back that he is an absolute and has completely lost it, and we are going to get into that. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. And building this community that we are growing on this channel and really means the world to me. And like I said, Donald Trump is losing his mind. Not just that VP Harris continues to land these political blows on him, but his friends Republicans, Trump stows, former Trump stooges, and the Fox propaganda network seem to be turning on him, and he is lashing out. So before we get into that report, I quickly want to take a look at something Donald Trump said, an angry attack on Fox as he goes to war with everyone around him. Donald Trump just took to Truth Social writing. Why does Suzanne Scott of Fox News keep putting on third-rate talking heads like Jessica Tarlow of Richard Fowler, Patrick Murphy, something Wolf Kesha Lance Bottoms, and other radical left lunatics that lie and make up statements with Fox, rarely having any counter to their storytelling? It is so bad for winning the most important election in the history of our country. Likewise, not a moment goes by when I'm not looking at negative false ads that the other camp stuffs the Fox airwaves with "if I win." And I hope for the country's sake that I do. And the radical left VP Harris doesn't get a chance to run the country. It is despite Fox, not because of them. Donald Trump clearly pretty unhappy that Fox is not 24-hour propaganda for him. There are some small moments in the day when Jessica Taroff can get in a word of truth, and that is driving Donald Trump absolutely crazy. But what is driving him even crazier are the Republicans who are coming out against him, the former Republicans, the former Trump officials, and some current Republicans who, like I said, are calling out Donald Trump not just for his failures, but his clear cognitive decline. And so before we get into that leaked report, I want to hear from an event that VP Harris just did with Republicans who were supporting her, because it was really great to hear.
So I am joined today by over 100 Republican leaders from across Pennsylvania and across our country who are supporting my candidacy for President of the United States. And I am deeply honored to have their support. Some served in state houses, some in the United States Congress, some worked for other Republican presidents and presidential nominees, including Mitt Romney, John McCain, George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, and Ronald Reagan. And some today served in Donald Trump's own administration. We also have with us Republican voters from here in Pennsylvania and beyond, who have been active in their Republican parties for years, who have supported Republican candidates up and down the ticket. Now, I say all that to make an obvious point. In a typical election year, you all being here with me might be a bit surprising, dare I say unusual. But not in this election. Not in this election. Because at stake in this race are the democratic ideals that our founders and generations of Americans before us have fought for. At stake in this election is the Constitution of the United States, its very self. We are here today because we share a core belief that we must put country before party.
The coalition of those supporting Vice President Harris is wide. Why? Because democracy is on the line. And while individuals like Liz and Dick Cheney may disagree with VP Harris on policy, we know the policy that always comes first is democracy. And without that, we cannot talk about anything else. And that is why there are so many Republicans not just supporting VP Harris, but combing out and talking about the ways in which Donald Trump is in complete decline. I love to see Republicans out on the campaign trail, making their voices heard and making the threat of Donald Trump clear. And one top Republican didn't just that stabbing Donald Trump in the back. Any leaked report that we're going to check out right now. Mitch McConnell called Trump stupid and despicable in private. After the 2020 election, a new book says Mitch McConnell said after the 2020 election that then President Donald Trump was stupid, as well as being ill-tempered, a despicable human being, and a narcissist, according to excerpts from a new biography of the Senate Republican leader that will be released this month. The animosity between Trump and McConnell is well. Trump once called McConnell a sullen and unsmiling political hack, but McConnell's private comments are by far his most brutal assessment of the former president and could be seized on by Democrats before the election publicly. McConnell had congratulated Biden after the Electoral College certified the presidential vote, and the senator warned his fellow Republicans not to challenge the results, but he did not say much else privately. He said in his oral history that it's not just the Democrats who are counting the days until Trump left office, and that Trump's behavior only underscores the good judgment of the American people. They've had just enough of the misrepresentations, the outright lies, and almost on a daily basis, and they fired him. And for a narcissist like him, McConnell continued, that's been really hard to take. And so his behavior ever since the election has been even worse by far than it was before, because he has no filter now at all. Before these runoffs, McConnell said, Trump is stupid, as well as being ill-tempered, and can't even figure out where his own best interests lie. A shocking rebuke coming from Mitch McConnell, but certainly all true Donald Trump, even before January 6th, was a threat to our democracy and continued to attack it. And it's good to see Mitch McConnell come out and say this, well, at least he's saying it privately in a book that will be released publicly, but the coward that he is to not say the things that he knows to be true and actually believe, just reveal everything we need to know about really the spinelessness of Mitch McConnell. And we continue to see this from Republicans trying to stand up for Donald Trump's lies, but thank goodness they are being shut down. As we can see when a Trump advisor went on CNN to try to defend his enemies from within comments, and they got shut down right here.
Immigration. That was the bulk of the conversation in the Univision town hall yesterday, and they're issues that voters deeply care about. Kamala Harris was also asked about them in her town hall because they are the top polling issues for voters and what we are spending this election talking about. And it's issues that President Trump has a plan to resolve.
I am quoting Donald Trump in his old answers. Donald Trump in this town hall called it a day of love when he was given the opportunity to win back that Republican person, that Republican voters vote there. He called it a day of love, which demonstrably it just wasn't. It wasn't love on the Capitol.
I'll give you some behind the scenes as I was there with the president.
When the rioters were breaking in to the Capitol building there, and it was violent. There weren't hundreds of thousands of people there. Again, my question is he deliberately misstating the facts here, or does he not understand them?
I said this in a previous video, and good friend of the show Tim Miller put it so perfectly. There's a type of cowardice in the Republicans who run away from questions, but there is a different level of spinelessness when they go on TV to defend Donald Trump's lies when they run away from them. Yes, it shows that they have no spine, but when they outwardly go to defend them and to try to twist his words, it just shows how disingenuous and just sad these people are. And they're really, quite frankly, indefensible defense of Donald Trump and his comments. And we know they're lying. We know they're just trying to act in their best interest, but gosh, can we just not have to hear them anymore? We're really just fed up. And especially when there are new Trump stooges seemingly spouting up every single day, and Shark Tank's Kevin O is one of them trying to defend Donald Trump's tariffs agenda, and he was shut down as well. So let's take a look.
Catherine's point.
It's time to raise tariffs to China to 400%.
Hang on a second.
Trump already raised tariffs on China.
Not enough.
There have been many studies showing that U.S. companies and consumers are the ones who bore the cost.
Academic study. I'm doing real business in China. I'm actually doing business there.
Yeah.
I'm actually working
American
there. There's no academics in my
Where
companies.
do you think they buy their inputs from?
Let me explain something to you.
From China.
The Chinese steal my IP. They make the same product with the molds that I pay for there. They ship them into this country under a different brand. I don't like it anymore, and I've been trying to solve this for 30 years.
If you tariff everything from China at
there's no
60%,
academic in my world.
You're going to be paying more for the stuff you buy. You're going to be paying more for the stuff you buy. They knew even in the 1600s that you should not tariff the inputs.
Kevin, let's
just take a yoga mat.
Every American.
Put a 400% tariff on a yoga mat. We'll make it Vietnam.
An overwhelming number of no laureate economists have come out and said what is obviously true. Donald Trump is bad for business. Donald Trump would run up the deficit. Donald Trump would destroy our economy, couldn't be clear, and Kevin O's weak defense isn't changing anyone's mind. He is just making himself look like, let's be frank, a goober. You look like a goober. You are a Trumpsto, and you are a goober, and we're going to continue to call up these Trumpstos every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video, and if you're stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.